Hey parents, welcome back to Teenager Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. I'm here with Joseph Kellogg. We got a special guest speaker for the next few episodes because we're going over a series that you have asked for on how can I teach my student, how can I lead my student to be in this mindset of being in the world but not of the world. So we've got the one and only Joseph Kellogg here. What's up, Joseph?
What is up?
How are you?
Dude, love you.
That's awesome.
And love being at Hope Fellowship.
That's right.
Hope
Welcome
students.
back. Yeah. Joseph's a longtime mentor of mine, friend of mine. And Joseph, let's do this. Tell everyone a little bit about yourself. Give us the who is Joseph Kellogg?
I am a husband. I am a father. I've been married for 20 years. We have 4 children. I have a senior in high school, a junior in high school, a 7th grader. So all those are daughters.
In the thick of it.
And then I have a 5-year-old son.
Yeah.
And so nice range there.
You hit pause for a while and you're like, let's start over.
Let's do this again. And so and I've been in youth ministry and next gen ministry for 22 years. And love doing life with my family and ministry and guys like you and churches like Hope, and love college football and
OU fan.
OU fan, yeah. Don't hold it against me, parents.
Yeah, most probably won't. Yeah, there's a lot of OU people around here too, but some for sure will. And they stopped listening already.
So yeah, that's me. I mean, we're processing right now. It's I have a daughter going off to college, next year. So yeah, it's that's a little bit about me, and love the next generation, and shout out to all the parents that are in the trenches doing this thing.
Well, and so we're doing this series. Most of the content that we do, parents, you know this is based off of what parents ask for here at Hope.
Wow.
And so this is a series that was the most asked for going into this year of like, how can I help give my student a perspective? What can I do as a parent to better set up this perspective of being in the world but not of the world? A phrase we hear all the time, but then can sometimes the practicality of it and what that can look like in the expression of being a parent, that can kind of get complicated. So when I knew that you were able to come in for Movement Conference, which we're filming that weekend, I was like, man, Joseph's got so much wisdom and I respect you so much. I would love for you to speak into this to our parents. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's good. And I think it is a great tension because think about how polarizing our world has been over the last few years. And there should be, like, as a parent, you have to fight this fear of, you want to protect your child. And, but yes, on protection, but really, your job as a parent is preparation.
Yeah.
How do I prepare my child to live in this world? Because we can't leave this world. I'm talking unless, you and Musk, you're going to go live on Mars. This is the world that we're living in. Yeah. And so how am I preparing my daughter, my son, or, I think it really is it is a tension, and parents, I'm right there with you. It's something that my wife and I talk about, and even think about. For me, being a teenager was like 20 something years ago, and the world has drastically changed. We didn't have phones, we didn't have some of the things, but the same needs are there. Yeah. And can I tell you, the enemy is still he's using different tricks, but he still has a mission to kill, steal, and destroy. Yeah. So how do we do that as parents? And so there's a verse that I think we're going to process through a few episodes here, and it's in John chapter 17, verse 14 through 18. But we'll just hit the first few verses, and this is in red letters. If you have a Bible that has red letters,
paper Bible,
or in your app, it's red letters on your Bible app as well. But it's Jesus. It's this prayer that Jesus has, and he says this. He says, and he's speaking to his disciples, and he's which ultimately means he's speaking to us, and he's saying, I've given them your word. And this is Jesus praying. So he's like praying to his Father. He's praying. He's like, man, God, I've given them your word, and the world hates them because they do not belong to this world. And we don't belong as followers of Jesus. We don't belong to this world. Peter actually calls us aliens,
Yeah.
That we're not from this world. Just as I do not belong to this world, speaking of himself, Jesus. And he says, I'm not asking you, and this is again a prayer of a father. He said, I'm not asking you to take them out of the world.
Yeah.
But to keep them safe from the evil one. They do not belong to this world any more than I do. And I love this prayer, conversation with Jesus speaking to his Father. And it's that to me is understanding, hey, how do we help our kids, our students have what I would call kingdom perspective?
Yeah.
Store up your treasures in heaven. And when your kids have a kingdom perspective, they see generosity different. They see serving different. As a parent, when you see it through like raising your children through a kingdom perspective, that I'm preparing them, because think about even Paul writing to Timothy, or even Paul writing to the church of Ephesus, he's talking about, man, we're in a fight against flesh and blood. And Timothy, he's talking about, man, how the world is in chapter 3, we're in this chaos, this world. So our job, again, we want to protect them, but our role is to prepare them to live in this world.
Yeah.
So what's that look like, for that 13-year-old? What's that look like? And so it's helping them understand this is who we are as followers of Jesus.
Yeah.
And we can't shelter ourselves,
right? Because
that's really not going to prepare them to face the things that we're going to face.
Yeah.
And all the different confusion.
So say you're in an elevator with a parent.
Okay.
And the parent has this, maybe is realizing, okay, or maybe they're thinking, how do I know if I'm being too protective versus like, protective, but also, hey, I can't take you out of the world. So there's some experiencing the world, but I can't shield, or not necessarily shield you, but shelter you forever. So what would you kind of say to a parent that's kind of processing, where am I at with that?
Yeah, that's so good. Hopefully there's some good elevator music. It's either just like, or you might have a little bit like, don't stop believing. I like when the elevator music actually has like, so I would the best I can let a parent remember, or to say to them, hey, don't forget what it was like to be a teenager. I think parents get so busy and they move to like pickup lines. And when I'm saying not like, hey, girl, pickup lines, I'm talking about sitting in the pickup line, waiting for your junior hire. And so they're getting lunches ready. They're trying to organize their calendar. They're trying to work. They're trying to be a good parent. They're trying to be, in the midst of all this, somewhere along somewhere along the way, in the midst of adulting, you forget that you were a teenager and you forget the struggles, you forget the pain. And then that's, to me, is what you need to reflect on and go, man, I have to prepare them. I wish I would have known then. So sometimes when you're trying to protect them, your protection's actually hurting them.
Yeah.
We've seen this with society through the pandemic, that people's immune system, because we were like isolated, that our immune system got weaker.
Oh, wow.
And so it's interesting because like my son's going through stuff right now, like with ear infections. He's 5 years old. Typically those happen when you're a little younger.
Yeah.
But the doctor said now that he got immersed back into school and went through a few years where they weren't around people as much. So it's funny that protection actually hurt him. And so I think our parents like, I'll just hold them close. I'll protect them. But actually you're not developing a strong immune system. So if you were to put that spiritually, how am I developing the spiritual immune system? And I'll use this language a few times in these episodes, our responsibility is to be a guide, to walk alongside them. And so, we're not travel agents. We're like, all right, I'm sending you into the world. No, it's like, I'm helping guide you now.
Yeah, I'm walking.
And so when you're watching, because some parents are like, and please, any hate mail or emails, just send it to Will. He'll give you his email.
Yeah, Jay McKenzie at Hope Fellowship.
And so, because this was going to say, people's like, we're canceling Disney. We're canceling. And I'm like, guess what? You have to cancel everything. Put your kid in a box. And you can't do anything because, well, there's sexual confusion there. Guys, we live in a world that your child is going to have a friend that has two moms, or they have, and they're going to be like, what is this about? So instead of like cussing it or going, well, that's evil, Or, well, yeah, they shouldn't do that on that TV show, or actually be a guide and go, hey, this is how we see the world differently. We have a kingdom perspective and we're not of this world. And we're going to help our kids understand that, man, we're trying to be light in this world, but I need to help them. Like I think we skip the hard parts.
Yeah.
And we've let YouTube and, screen, we call it like screenagers, and they call them like iPad kids,
Screenagers.
That we just hand them an iPad and it's our modern day pacifier for children.
Yeah.
But as teenagers, we're like, oh, just watch your, and I think that we have to immerse ourselves and go, how am I? Yes, it is our job to protect, but I think more than anything, it's our job to prepare our kids to live in this world.
Yeah.
And not be of the world.
Right.
And how do you have those conversations is really, this would be a long elevator ride. We'd have to be going up a lot of floors. I just remember,
You're in New York. It's fine.
We're reunion towering it right now in Dallas. We're going all the way to the top, And but I think that's, keep remembering, man, I need to protect. I love my kids, but preparation is actually protection.
That's cool. Well, and we're going to keep diving into that's kind of principle of in the world, you can't get out of it. Yeah. So what can you do? You can prepare. And in the next few episodes, we're going to really be leaning in on, okay, well, what is preparation? What's some practical stuff? What's some more kind of principle type of things? And so parents, keep tuning in. As always, please share this with any parent that it would be helpful for. We make this for a church, but we pray that it impacts as many people as possible. We say this all the time. We don't have all the answers, but what we have, we want to be helpful. So, as always, parents, remember, you can do this. You're not alone. God is with you, and so are we. Have a great week.